This is the dawn of a new era in British karting. Over 550 drivers in 12 classes competing for victory over 18 race weekends. This is the Motorsport UK British Kart Championships. The third weekend of the IAME season heads to the refurbished Larkhall circuit at the West of Scotland Kart Club near Glasgow. IAME Cadet sees a tough challenge from several competitors, but Strawberry Racing new boy Ethan Jeff Hall has been making rapid progress in the 2019 season. We caught up with him on the eve of the Scottish round of the championship.
My name is Ethan Jeff Hall and I'm racing IAME Cadet. We've changed the kart and also Strawberry have helped me a lot with my driving. And they've really made me improve in my driving a lot. Yeah, I'm aiming for a top 10 this year. Yeah, I think it'll be achievable if we just keep getting top 10 results, probably get a seeded number. What I like about the new track is that it's a bit longer and exciting, so there's more competition.
Kia Nakamura from pole position, Harley Keeble second from Harry Jr. Burgoyne, Aidan Neate, Sonny Smith, Lewis Werrell, Nathan Tye, Ethan Jeff Hall, Macaulay Bishop and Maximus Hall as they come round the final turn. Jake Sanson and Kai Bacchini in the commentary box as we get ready for action in IAME Cadet. Are we going to get a clean start? We do, and away we go. Straight to the first corner, no problem at all for Nakamura as he slices through. Burgoyne managing to squeeze through into second place past Harley Keeble as well as they make their way down to the hairpin out of our sight. The motorhomes obscure our view as we get ourselves down to the hairpin. Cracking start though from Kia Nakamura as he launches his way to the front. Good start from Burgoyne though. He has the home advantage, of course, Kai. He'll have done more laps around here than any of his rivals.
Yeah, he will have way more practice than anyone else, and I think he's also going to be another one to watch in these finals to see where he can finish, as it is going to be Kia Nakamura from Harry Burgoyne, then Harley Keeble, and I think that was Nathan Tye.
Yes, Nathan Tye shot up to 4. Well called. He's had an absolutely terrific start. But yes, Nathan Tye is suddenly in 4th position, having started the race from P7. It's taken us both by surprise. Aidan Neate has worked his way up into 5th place. Macaulay Bishop's had a great start too. He's up into 6th position as they come off the final turn and down the home straight. It is a cracking start. Nakamura your leader from Burgoyne, Keeble, Tye, Neate, Bishop, Werrell, Sonny Smith and Ethan Jeff Hall. Archie Clark's made a flyer too, up from 15th on the grid to 10th. What a start from Archie Clark, and after his role in the heats earlier on, Kai, it's great to see him fighting back with confidence.
Yeah, and I think that just gave him even more determination to make as many places as possible, as this is an absolutely beautiful performance from the ORMs 2, 3 and 4 so far. You got to give all credit to Nathan Tye so far in that 4th position from so far back.
And Lewis Werrell is in the mix as well as Archie Clark picks up another couple of places. He's made up past Ethan Jeff Hall and now Sonny Smith as well. Absolutely brilliant. Well, no, Archie Clark has followed in behind Ethan Jeff Hall. My apologies. So Jeff Hall's made the move, and so too has Archie Clark. So they're both now into the top 10 at the expense of Sonny Smith. And it looks as though somebody's in trouble. I think that is Smith. He's lost out again to another competitor. I wonder if he's got a problem, you know. Sonny Smith is going backwards through the field as both Maximus Hall and the 16 of Alex O'Grady have been able to take him in the final turn fairly quickly. So I wonder if Sonny Smith's got a problem developing. He's already fallen down to 13th place, but Kia Nakamura leads the way. Fastest man on the circuit, though, at the moment is Aidan Neate. 1st and 2nd sectors are purple for him. Nathan Tye is fastest of all in the 3rd sector. My apologies. No, Nathan Tye's fastest in the 2nd sector, but Aidan Neate has the fastest lap at 58.49 as they go through to the back part of the circuit. And here they come again. And now Burgoyne's going to make his move onto the inside of the tight left hairpin, and it looks like Keeble's going to get there as well. And Nakamura is going to go down to 5th position. He lets Tye through and Aidan Neate as well. Back down to P5, and all of a sudden it's Oliver Rowland Motorsport 1, 2 and 3, but not if Aidan Neate's got something to say about it.
Yeah, and I think these 3 ORM boys will try and push away. I think on the last couple of laps we will see them squabble for position, as it is going to be Aidan Neate past Nathan Tai. Nathan Tai might lose out to Keen Nakamura, but he'll be trying to attack on Nathan Tai in the next couple of corners.
Great work from Aidan Need as he gets himself back into third position. He won yesterday's final and he'll want to do so again today. Absolutely terrific work from the young gun as Harry Junior Burgoyne has taken advantage at the front end of the field. Fastest lap of the race is still Aidan Need's 58.49, but he's making steady progress just as he did 24 hours ago as the drivers battle back through the right-hander. Glorious conditions we have here at Larkhall. Harley Keeble, though, is working with his teammate Burgoyne to stretch out the lead in front. Neat, Tai, Nakamura Berta and Macaulay Bishop, who is really in the hunt now in 6th position. Yet again, he is proving to be a giant killing act at the front end of this IAME Cadet field, and he is having an absolutely momentous run. Big problems further back. Vinnie Phillips has tumbled down the order to 16th place, and Sonny Smith is down in 13th. So big problems for a few of the big names in the field. Maximus Hall struggling in 11th place as well. Ethan Jeff Hall is being pursued by Archie Clark, but Maximus Hall is getting himself back into the action. He's up to 10th place now, with Alex O'Grady joining him past MJ Canini. And Cahill Clark has made up some big positions as Brandon Carr and Vinnie Phillips have both had a major problem on that lap. Vinnie Phillips dropping down to 24th. So Brandon Carr and Vinnie Phillips, a rivalry ending in a bit of disappointment for both of them on that last lap.
Yeah, Brandon Carr has had a very unfortunate day so far. The 2 heats did not go to plan, and that was very unfortunate. But it will be interesting to see these ORM boys and the One Fusion of Aidan Neat try and battle away. Don't forget about Nathan Tai, who has been overtaken by Kian Nakamura Berta, so that must have been in the section where we cannot see.
So off on the far side, through the chicane that ends the lap, through the right, through the left. You can't really ride the curbs at that section. You've got to be so careful to hit the apex, but not the curb. As they come off the final turn and back down the home stretch, Burgoyne continues to lead from Keeble, Neat, and now Nakamura Berta, having got past Nathan Tai and setting the fastest lap in the process. 58.44 from the Japanese driver as they go down the far side of the circuit, out of our view. Macaulay Bishop going well in 6th position. Lewis Werrell and Archie Clark from Ethan Jeff Hall and Alex O'Grady. Then MJ Canini, Maximus Hall, Finn McLaughlin and Cahill Clark. Mason Rudman in 15th from Eden Spanswick and Ellis Stevens. Mamasi, Carr, Smith, the Knight brothers, Zach in front of Will, and then Vinnie Phillips, Jack Cunningham, Ben Smith, Sky Parker, Lewis Bird, Anderson Edgar and Sofranea. And as they come back into view, that is Aidan Need in 2nd. Nakamura Berta going for 3rd into the hairpin. Very nice move indeed there from the Japanese star. There's not a lot Harley Keeble could do about it, but the Saltire is still at the top end of the field for Harry Junior Burgoyne, with Macaulay Bishop slotting in behind Nathan Tai, and he's got pressure himself from Lewis Werrell. These 7 have broken clear, and it could be a 7-way fight for the victory with 9 minutes and 10 on the clock.
Yeah, I think we need to watch out for Macaulay Bishop. Macaulay Bishop, the privateer, mixing it up here. It's all ORM and Fusion, but Macaulay Bishop, he is a privateer, and he has came to prove that he does not need to be in the team.
And this is such a tight squabble at the front end of the field. Nathan Tai getting the fastest first sector of the whole race with a 19.8. If it were to stay like this, then Nakamura Berta would retake the lead of the Drivers' Championship by extending his gap to just 12 points now in front of Aidan Neat. Neat is gaining big over the course of the weekend and has definitely got himself back into contention for the championship. If he can stay in front of his teammate, then that's going to exacerbate his position even more. As they hang on through the left hairpin, Burgoyne, Neat, Nakamura Berta and Harley Keeble in front of Nathan Tai. Drives it for away on the inside though. Lovely move into the banked hairpin for Nakamura Berta, and now there's going to be a chance for Keeble. He's going to need some assistance from his teammate Nathan Tai, who takes the initiative and gets through as well. So Keeble through to 3rd, Tai through to 4th, and Bishop desperately trying to get through into 5th position past Aidan Neat, who has slammed the door firmly shut in his face at the right moment, as Archie Clark has dealt with Ethan Jeff Hall and got through into 8th position. But Ethan Jeff Hall running very well this weekend in 9th position, very much still in contention for a top 6 spot. We still need to figure out what will happen at the front end of the field as the drivers battle for supremacy. Big problems for Carr, big problems for Vinnie Phillips. Their championship seasons looking very tenuous at the moment. But as the drivers come back onto the back straight, it looks as though Aidan Neat is getting some support from the man on his tail. That is Nathan Tai now, of course. Nathan Tai pushing hard in behind Aidan Neat as Kian Nakamura Berta surges up to the back of Harry Junior Burgoyne. He needs to make this move stick. He's got a championship lead to defend, and he has managed to take a little bit more of a gap in the championship points with this performance. If Harry Junior Burgoyne can stay where he is, he'll actually move into 2nd in the driver's standings in front of Aidan Neat. So Neat being in 4th position is not good for Neat's title attack. Nakamura Berta goes for the lead in and takes it. Nakamura Berta into the lead of the race. This is crucial, not just for Nakamura Berta, but also for Aidan Neate. That would keep Neate second in the point standings. Junior Burgoyne wanting to get into the lead. If he gets the victory, he can take second in the standings.
Yeah, and I think Aidan Neate will be pushing as hard as possible, trying to regain that second position in the Drivers' Championship, but Harry Burgoyne is pushing as hard as possible, trying to get that second position. He is up in a third currently, but he will be chasing down that second.
Still, these drivers at the front end of the field battle down into the infield section once again as Harry Junior Burgoyne slots in behind Nakamura Berta. It's a long race still, 6 minutes and 30 to go. As they get back into the infield section, there's no major opportunities for an overtaking move. They go tight into that banked hairpin. It's very bumpy on the exit. You've got no real traction until you get onto the smoother surface. But that momentum is what costs you dear, as Burgoyne is not going to go for the move on Nakamura Berta yet. He wants to edge away from Harley Keeble and Aidan Neate, but he's going to have a hard job to do so as McCordy Bishop tightens in behind Nathan Tye, with Lewis Werrell in for good measure. And Archie Clark has been overtaken once again by Ethan Jeff Hall. These two are battling away for supremacy as they run in the top 10. Meanwhile, further back, Maximus Hall is in P10 from Alex O'Grady. MJ Canini 12th from Finn McLaughlin. Ella Stevens has fought her way back forward. She's up to 14th now in front of Cathal Clark and Mason Rudman. Then Spanswick, Brandon Carr, Paddy Mamasi and Will Knight. Then it is Zach, his older brother, Will is the younger of the two. And then it is Vinnie Phillips in front of Jack Cunningham and Sonny Smith, who has fallen all the way to 24th place now. A terrible race by Sonny's standards, and he's going to want to forget Larkhall in a heartbeat as they leave here. But as they come off the banked hairpin once again onto the back straight and into the sunshine once more, Harry Junior Burgoyne has got a bit of a gap between himself and then Aidan Neate in third position in front of Harley Keeble. It looks as though he's going to continue to stretch that gap. He's got victory in his sights and he'll want to go with Kian Nakamura Berta to stretch the gap away from Neate and Keeble.
Yeah, they will try and pull away from the two behind because they know they are very quick and they will want to pull away from those two. They are capable of making the overtakes if they are close enough, so just make sure that that gap stays the same and they'll be fine.
It is going to be such a tight battle as they continue this supremacy around the circuit. Kian Nakamura Berta still hanging on in front of Harry Junior Burgoyne. They come up to the right-hander through that sweeping right. Junior Burgoyne not going for the overtaking move yet. He's still got time to kill here as Keeble does not make the move on Neate either. Nathan Tye slotting in for 5th position. A much tamer race today than we saw yesterday. It was absolute carnage yesterday in the slippery, greasy conditions at the front end of the field. There were so many lead changes, but Harry Junior Burgoyne is taking a much more sensible, much more controlled route at the front end of this field. He just wants to work with Kian Nakamura Berta to stretch out that advantage and get away as they come through over the line once again. Neate and Keeble 3rd and 4th. Nathan Tye holding off Bishop and Werrell. This is one of the best drives I've seen from Nathan Tye in the championship as well. He's really taken a bit of a quantum leap forward after the frustrations of yesterday. He can be very happy with a top 5 finish if he can hang on to it.
Yeah, amazing drive from Nathan Tye, and I think we will see more of this to come because he's a very up-and-coming driver. He also has a lot of pace. We will see him come through the orders, and I think he will be a one to watch out for in the future.
So they come up towards the hairpin once again, and this is going to be a strong challenge from the 72. Harry Junior Burgoyne not going for the overtake yet, still timing it right. He knows he's just got to tick that clock down and make the moves when the time is right. He doesn't want to jump the gun. Maximus Hall, meanwhile, has been working very hard. He's caught up to Archie Clark and Ethan Jeff Hall and has got past both of them. So Maximus Hall is now in P8, and the PMR driver doing an absolutely terrific job as he gets himself back into contention. And if these guys start fighting further up the road, then the Gladiator could well return to the podium that he grabbed yesterday. A really good work from him today. A bit more frustrating, perhaps, than we'd seen in yesterday's encounter, but he's definitely shown his might. And as it stands at the moment, Kian Nakamura Berta is looking to leave here with a 19-point advantage over Aidan Neate, who has got himself back into 3rd position, and that's crucial as far as the championship fight is concerned. If Kian Nakamura Berta struggles in this one in the closing stages, then that could open up the championship again. But Kian Nakamura Berta and Aidan Neate are now past Harry Junior Burgoyne. Neate has decided not to throw caution to the wind. He has just decided to get on with it. And now Harry Junior Burgoyne is looking for a way to get back past him. But Kian Nakamura Berta and Aidan Neate running very sensibly at the sharp end of the field. Harry Junior Burgoyne for 3rd position, Harley Keeble for P4, and we're into the closing stages now. 2 minutes on the clock. This is about the time, Kai, when the driver starts to think, right, Where is the guy in front of me vulnerable? Where can I make that overtaking move? I'm going to start to think about that overtake.
I think that's what they've been doing throughout the race. When they've been working together, I think that's definitely what they've been focusing on, as well as gaining on the two in front. I think they will have been looking at where their weaknesses are, so they know where to overtake them and where they will pull the biggest gap. And it will just be interesting to see what happens.
This infield section really does lend itself to overtaking in the IAME Cadet class as they come up towards the middle section of the course now. Neat is not going to go for his teammate. They want to stretch away from the Oliver Rowland Motorsport twins. But so far, Aidan Neat looks like he's got a little bit of power in reserve. Can he make the move on his teammate Nakamura Berta in the closing stages? That is not out of the realms of possibility. He took the final yesterday, don't forget, and he has the potential to do it again. Meanwhile, further back in the pack, the Knight brothers are making an amazing move through the field. They are double timing the field by the look of it as they continue to charge through, making good progress. Nathan Tighe still has pressure from Macaulay Bishop and Lewis Werrell. They're going to start fighting very soon indeed. But from their point of view, they'll want to hold off as long as possible in case the top four start battling, and then they'll have their ultimate chance to move forward. It's never really sure how it's going to work out from them as they continue their battle. Over the far side of the circuit, drivers coming back into view, and so far it's Nakamura Berta from Neat, Burgoyne. Harley Keeble's losing a little bit of ground to them, but he's still essentially there and in the mix as they come up towards the hairpin, down into that square left-hander, and a tight through the left, and then they get back onto the power for the banked hairpin. Very tricky part of the race. This is where drivers will start to think about the overtake. We are into the last 30 seconds of the race. 2 laps to go at the end of this one. It's game time.
Yep, this is definitely going to be the point in the race where we will see all the overtakes starting to happen. Sonny Smith has came into the pits, so obviously something has happened. And the Fusion boys and ORM starting to have a little bit of a battle, and it has stayed in the same order right now. Aidan Neat from King Nakamura Berta from Burgoyne and Keeble.
Yes, Neat getting into the lead of the race. Oh, we've had an incident further back. Looks like somebody in the barriers. I wonder if that's Eden Spanswick. 66, I think it is. So yeah, Spanswick unfortunately has gone into the barriers at the top hairpin. He's out of the kart, and it looks as though he's out of the race as well. So fortunately he is in a safe position, so he can get the car, he can get himself out of the way without the race having to come to a pause. But Aidan Neat in front of Kian Nakamura Berta, he's very important. That would tighten up the gap down to just 11 points in the Drivers' Championship. Kian Nakamura Berta unable to make the overtake as obviously they're under yellow flags in that tight banked hairpin. And now Nakamura Berta on the exit, may get a chance, but Aidan Neat's going to shut the door, and then Keeble's going to try and make a move on his teammate. Burgoyne takes to the grass as he cuts across, drops back into 4th position. They're side by side between the Fusions. They bang wheels and they go into the last lap. Oh my word, it's going to be quite the showdown between these two. Aidan Neat and Kian Nakamura Berta not just fighting for the race but for the championship lead, and they are absolutely on the lock stops as they come through on the far side. My goodness, some really big battles further back as well, as there are several drivers trying to make progress. A lot of them really struggling in the middle section of the race. But now the leaders are coming up towards us, and Neat is just hanging on in front of Kian Nakamura Berta through the right-hander and back on the power, as now tight in behind them. They've got 5 of them. Keeble's trying to come through. Burgoyne is in there. Bishop's going to make the move on the inside of Nathan Tighe, and Burgoyne! He's going to get up into 4th position. What a move from Bishop! And there's contact in their hairpin as well. Burgoyne's gone into the barriers. Burgoyne's in the barriers. He's not going to get a second podium. But Neat is struggling in front of Nakamura Berta. Keeble is in there. Macaulay Bishop is very much in the act. Here we go. Down to the inside. Keeble collides with Neat. Bishop's going to get it. Macaulay Bishop wins the final. What an amazing moment. Macaulay Bishop has come through for the victory. The privateer has snatched it at the death, and that's the most incredible finish we have ever seen in the British Championships at a final bend. Unbelievable finish. Nakamura Berta 2nd, and Lewis Werrell comes through to 3rd after all of that fighting. What a result for Macaulay Bishop. I can't think of anyone in this paddock more deserving of a British Championship final victory. What a result.
What a win from Macaulay Bishop. That was absolutely outstanding. Amazing move. He just read that situation perfectly and picked up that win, snatched it from everyone else. That just proves that you don't need to be in a big team.
What an amazing call from Macaulay Bishop. Lined it up superbly in the final bend. Let all the carnage happen. And it's a fairy tale win. There are people here in the pits applauding with jubilation. Not just from Macaulay Bishop's own camp, but from the other teams as well. They recognise just what an achievement it is for a privateer to come through and take a victory in IAME Cadet. It barely ever happens, but Macaulay Bishop has done something quite unthinkable today. He is a winner in the final in IAME Cadet. What a result. So after an unbelievable final corner showdown, Macaulay Bishop becomes a very popular winner, ahead of Kian Nakamura-Berta, who retains the championship lead, and a first visit to the podium for Lewis Werrell.
Final lap of the final, there was carnage at the bottom and I just managed to sneak through, and I finished 6th yesterday and 3rd today, so it was a very good weekend.
Yesterday wasn't as good as today. Finishing 10th overall in the final wasn't that good. Today was much better. In the final, I got a good gap in the first few laps, and then Harry Burgoyne caught up to me. We pushed, and then around like the middle, Aidan Neat caught up to us, and we pushed away till the last 2-3 laps, and we battled.
In the final, I was pushing Nathan Ty to try and get away from Lewis, and it didn't work, but Lewis is staying with us and he was pushing away a little bit. And then it come to like the last lap, I overtook Nathan and Harry Junior Burgoyne going into the tight hairpin. Then we was going into the last corner. Harley Keeble, Aidan Neat and Kian Berta, they was all defending. I took a wide line and they went really slow coming out the last corner, and I got a slingshot and I overtook them all.